Hey, grade 12. This is meeting 53, I believe, and this is going to be your referencing video. I'm going to start with APA formatting. Most of your university classes, for those of you going to university, Polytechnic may use a variety of different referencing tools. So either way, it's applicable to any post-secondary program that you may be taking. It's important that you follow every detail when it comes to referencing, because most instructors would probably dock about 10 to 20% of your final mark just on referencing alone. And it's crucial that you follow the guidelines laid out for MLA 8, APA, and even Chicago. If there's other referencing examples out there that you may have to use, then of course check out the sources that are available, or resources available for that as well. But it's important to paraphrase your sources as well to show that you understand, and then you also, when you paraphrase, you in-text cite. And then have that for MLA 8 it would be works cited, for APA it's references, and for Chicago it's bibliography. And just take note of the subtle changes. You can use outside citation engines like Cites4Me or Al Purdue to help you with that. But with the examples that I have in your course outline booklet, you can manually do this on your own. And you can just type as you go, and then you don't lose time from having to go from one page to another page, copy paste, and switching back and forth. You just keep going at your regular pace. So I'm hoping you'll get to that stage where you can just pretty much do it blindfolded, pretty much. So let's get into the course outline booklet. You have your copy, of course. So I hope you will keep that anyways. APA formatting, you probably won't have that in your first year. And most arts and science classes probably won't go that route unless the instructor prefers it. There are preferences that some instructors have, and they might even have a combination of referencing styles. So of course you're going to have to adjust and adapt to those changes too. But take a look at the on page 34 of your course outline booklet. If you don't have your course outline booklet, it's available on the LibGuide. Take a note of the last name, the initials of the author, for the first name, middle name. Take note of that period that ends that section. Then you have your published in parentheses or brackets, and then you have a period after that. Then you have the title in italics, so Control I, or go up to the italic size there. And then you have a period, go back to regular text, the city that it was published, comma, the state or province. You abbreviate the province or state or territory. And then you use a colon, those are the 2 dots, and publisher in period, and then you're done. Okay, that's for books. There's an example for poetry, newspaper printed, magazine printed copy. Online magazines probably you'll be using quite a bit of. 90% of the time would be websites only. So there's your example there. You have your last name, comma, initials of the author, then your year, month, date published, and then look for the period, article title, website title in italics, and then of course retrieved from whatever. So article title is the name of the article that you're using right now, and then the website title would be, so you have a page that you're using from a website, so, or an article from a website. So you have your article title, then you have the name of the website. Okay, so take note of the difference there, and that's your domain name. Okay, so as you can see in the example here, the domain name's on italics, and it's just the website.com or .ca or .org or whatever. Put your period, go back to regular text and put the full URL in there, just copy paste. Okay. Then there's journal, YouTube video. So if you're going to cite, say, one of my YouTube videos that I have on the Heskin ELA site, you'd have my last name, Heskin, comma, then my first initial D, period. My screen name would be Heskin ELA in square brackets, okay, then period. Then you have in brackets the year, month, date. So it would be 2020, comma, June 5th, if you're citing this video, and because it was published on this date. Then period, title of the video, whatever I name it, I'm probably going to name it meeting 53. Referencing tips or whatever, and so you type that in italics. Then in square brackets again, you write down it's a video file, so you're referencing my video file. It's not a text file, it's a video file. Then period, and retrieve from, and it would be the full URL for that video that I've posted on that website or whatever you use. Okay. DVD images, you'll probably be using that for presentations. Be sure you cite those, please. So you have this full reference either at the bottom of the image when you use it, and then just put it again in a separate reference page, unless the instructor says just put it all together. But if you put it all together, we already know it's going to be a photograph because you've identified that it's a photographer and it's a digital image. Okay, so you could put that in your full reference page with text references as well. And as long as you say what it is, if it's digital, if it's article or whatever, we know what kind of source it is off the website or off the internet. Encyclopedia Online you'll probably be using fairly often as well. And if there's no author for websites or other articles you may use, then you go straight to the title. Okay, just take that section off and put the title in. And then you have the if there's no date, then just go N period D if there's no date given. Just replace that where it says the dates. So, and Allo Purdue is another citation engine you can use. There's other ones I know people have been using. And there's your checklist for referencing APA, so you can check that out. And there's an example of what your references will look like. So remember, MLA 8 is works cited, APA's references, Chicago bibliography, okay? And take note of the fact that your second and third lines are indented. So to do that, you stick your cursor at the end, then hit tab, and it moves everything over, okay? And then you move it again for the next line, and you hit tab. And this Chamberlain name with this year will be your in-text citation. So that tells me right off the bat when you put it in your paper after you've used the reference to validate whatever you need to validate, then you put your in-text citation before the period. If it's a longer quote, obviously you'll indent, and there's an example of it down here. There's your formatting. Some instructors may have different formatting requirements, so take note of that. And APA has a title page where MLA 8 doesn't. Take note of the headers or running titles. And there's your examples there. In-text citation, there's your in-text citation. So, and you always state the name of the author or use a pronoun, and then it should be part of your regular, like how you would say it in your piece if you were reading it to somebody. So you're writing for the audience. not just for yourself. And your long quotations, take note of the indentation there, look at the colon that you have there, and you also state who the author is, the year it was published there, and then you have the page number. Okay? So it's all there. If you have any questions, to look first, and then if you still have questions, then ask the questions after that. Okay? And there's an example of what a reference page would look like again. Okay? Now there's MLA8. I'll get to that in the next video because I'm not sure how much time left I have for this one before YouTube takes me or doesn't let me post it. So I only have 15 minutes for these things. So, all right. So take a look at that for APA and stay tuned for MLA8. Take care. Be safe.